Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a little bit weird because there's some updates to give, and just it's been a month or so I think since the last one. But today's video is also going to be kind of introducing the Z to the channel officially. We're going to be working on the trunk setup for the air suspension. I'll get more into the details as to why that's a priority all of a sudden. But yeah, first of all, I thought I'd just show a bit of updates on the garage. I don't know if I showed much of the garage before. We got a whole bunch of like shelving and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of been a bit busy in the background. Lost a little bit of motivation with the lockdowns and stuff, and just fell into a bit of a rut. So keen to get back into filming, keen to get back into working on the cars. And yeah, enjoy the video. So yeah, I went to Bunnings and bought some shelving, as you can see over here, and the workbench. Yeah, just really helpful because the garage was just getting filled with crap. So got somewhere to put all the cleaning products, servicing stuff, just car parts and various other things. And then yeah, I don't really have a toolbox yet, or enough tools to really justify a toolbox, but hopefully that'll all change soon. But yeah, so that's an update on the garage situation. Now as you can see, the Z is kind of in the garage and stuck. With lockdown, the car battery just went flat. I just wasn't driving it at all, really starting it up or anything like that. And so yeah, so when I went to charge the battery, it was completely dead. I tried to jump it, and yeah, and in doing so, when doing all of that, I ended up frying the compressor in the old setup. Just another issue with the AccuAir compressors. I didn't do anything like brutal or anything like that. It was just normal kind of procedures, I guess you could say, to getting the battery charged again, but the AccuAir compressor just couldn't handle it. So yeah, so given all the issues I've had with the AccuAir setup and the compressors inside the tank, today we are preparing to convert the system from a CVT, which is the compressor valves and tank, so the compressor inside the tank, to just a VT and run external compressors. So basically today is just getting the wood sorted for the trunk, figuring out basically where the tank's going to sit, where the compressors might sit temporarily. I still want to get some floating mounts for them, just to try and reduce the noise of the vibration, stuff like that. Yeah, because the big thing with the reason why I got the AccuAir CVT system was because the compressor was inside the tank, and that just made things so much quieter. So yeah, so now converting to dual external compressors, I just want to do as much as I can to try and reduce that noise, given that the compressors are basically right behind us. They're not enclosed in a boot like you would find in a sedan or something like that, or like a wagon where they're much further away from the driver. So yeah, so that'll be today's goal. I went to Bunnings yesterday and just bought a whole bunch of shit, yeah, from like plywood through to screws. I even bought some suede fabric so I can kind of line the wood with it. And yeah, so we'll get stuck into that today. I've never really done anything like this. I've watched a few videos on YouTube, so I've got kind of an idea. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Just looking in the rear of the Z right now, you can see I've pulled out like all the, well, not all of it, but I've pulled out a whole bunch of the interior, just because I had to get the tank out already. And you can see the mounts over here. Basically, this is where the tank is fixed to. So yeah, given that the only thing I needed to have was the tank fixed because the compressor was inside the tank, now I've got to basically try and create a shape out of wood for this back section here where the tank will sit. Compressors might go like down here and to the side with 2 of them. I'm thinking about making like a backing plate out of any spare wood that I might have, and that's where I'm going to be running some water traps, which I'll show you what I bought, because I didn't want to buy the expensive kind of water traps. The ones that were online were like $90, stuff like that, so I just bought these ones from Bunnings. They were like $14, and given that they're blue, you know, they might kind of blend in well. So we'll see how they go. I think that might have been another reason why the previous AccuAir setup that I had kind of failed so often. It's just the they had like a built-in I don't know what it's called, but it's like an air, like a I don't know, I can't remember what the word is. This starts with D, I think. But yeah, it basically like does what the water traps need to do, I think. Basically, like, it stopped any moisture from existing inside the tank, and that just failed in, you know, some more humid climates. So I think not actually having a water trap, or not being able to run a water trap really, because everything was internal, it just kind of, yeah, was destined to fail. So yeah, so we'll get those fixed somewhere in the back, hopefully, and see how they run. Like I said, they're only like $14 each, so if they don't work, or if they do work and then they're just not great, we'll upgrade them to the better stuff, and maybe even run something that's like an auto, like an auto drain. So when it gets to a certain level, when the float inside gets to a certain level, it just dumps all the water inside of it automatically. But yeah, we'll see how they run. Like I said, I haven't really done anything like this before, and converting the system completely is new to me. So yeah, this is basically my last chance at trying to create the air system that is not going to fail again, because yeah, it's just been a costly experience so far. With, you know, I bought the first setup, and like that wasn't cheap, and then that first compressor failed, so I bought the exact same compressor, thinking that, you know, maybe that was just like a dud, and then AccuAir went out of business, they went bankrupt, pretty much. I mean, I would say because of like all the warranties that they just couldn't honor anymore. Yeah, there's a whole story around, you know, that kind of thing, and I've got some strong thoughts about that, but we can get into that in another video. It's probably not time for it now. But yeah, and then I bought the replacement compressor, thinking that I was told that it was like the second release or something like that, and they'd fixed a whole bunch of issues, and that wasn't the case. There was still, you know, some gremlins inside of it that just, well, yeah, they weren't destined for success. So yeah, now I'm downgrading in order to have a system that's more reliable. So this is my last chance. If this doesn't work, then yeah, I'm not quite sure. Like, I could convert everything to airlift. Like, I run airlift struts and bags right now, and because AccuAir don't make those parts, and they've been flawless so far. So I could do that, but again, that's just more money that I really don't want to spend, given that I've already spent so much already. So yeah, fingers crossed this all kind of plays out, and fingers crossed I can make a system that, you know, that looks kind of good with the compressors now being external and on show as well. So we'll see how we go. I don't know how well you guys can see the outline, but basically what I've used is like a boot mat to get the shape. Now this wood's a little bit small, or a little bit smaller than the total width of the boot mat, but the thing I want to be careful of is that I don't think I'll be able to just cut this whole shape out and then put it straight in the boot. Basically the mat can go in there as one piece because it's soft. It can be bent in order to fit the space. So we're just going to use the mat to see kind of like how much it has to bend, just to get a general idea of like maybe where I need to cut and stuff like that. So we'll show you how that goes in. So basically the main shape is like it starts out wide, kicks in and goes back out. I don't think I can just like get a piece of wood and just like can chuck it in here and just have it fit as one piece. So keeping in mind that the tank's gonna basically run along here, it almost fills the whole space. Compressors are probably gonna sit here in a bit of a like V shape. Yeah, I need to think about kind of how I want this to look, and also how I'm going to cut up the wood in order for it to fit in perfectly. I mean, fingers crossed it does. I can just chuck the wood in and it fits, but it's just going to be dependent on kind of like how close I can get to these. I really don't have to take these trim pieces out because I want to be able to get to here if I need to. So we're just going to play around with the mat and see kind of like use that as kind of like the piece of wood before cutting it out, and then go from there. Like, I wonder if I can just like drop it in like sideways. If I put that in there, like you pull tight as possible. Yeah, see, it's gonna conflict.
You might just have to not do this bit.
But then, like, what am I gonna do about? Because I'm suede wrapping the whole thing's gonna be suede wrapped.
I think you should cut the wood out like this, and then we can try to get it in. If it doesn't get in, we can see like what parts we need to cut, or whether we need to do a cut along here so it's in two parts, and then you can sort of just put the bum in and put the top bit in.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I need to be able to get to like this stuff potentially.
Yeah, what we could even do is cut along here, put hinges on it, so it's like a...
Yeah, well, I don't have hinges with me.
We can get hinges.
The other thing I could do is like maybe a center one, two pieces down the middle.
Oh yeah. But then that means like if you want to get in here, you really got to pull the tank out, because half the tank's going to be attached to this.
Yeah.
But I think the join should be this way.
The problem is though is that the compressors are going to be...
Okay. So maybe the join...
Well, I'm just wondering, like, am I, even if we cut it here, am I even going to be able to use like a cut there, right? Like, that's still, like, let's say fold that back, like basically there. I still can't really, like, I'm not getting the spare tire out of that gap.
I thought you were planning on just ditching the spare tire altogether.
Well, I don't know that the sub can just sit there.
Oh.
I mean, it would be weird if I had to have a spare tire in order for the sub to stay up, but I think it's got like a centerpiece that everything's bolted to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe just try and do it one piece and like, fuck, how often do I need to use this?
I think
like the spare tire's not the I don't know.
I think we should cut out a full piece.
Try and get it in.
Because either way we're going to need full coverage of the back.
Yeah.
And then see if we can get it in.
Yeah.
And if we can't, we'll then think about how we're going to cut the pieces up. fucking smashed in the face with like wood chips then.
Yeah, I wasn't.
That's because I'm like down here going.
Oh, really?
Give me them chips. Yeah, nice. Looks good.
I definitely cut it too short in there.
It's alright.
But it's based on the mat, so there should be a little bit of give.
But you're also going to put suede on it, and that suede looks kind of
The
big.
fucking wood landed right on my toe. No, good. I was just like, I'm not stopping.
You're on a roll.
I was going, so alright, let's swing it around, yeah. Put it back on the thing and I'll get some footage. Alright, well, as you can see, we've cut the shape out now. Definitely a lot harder than I was originally planning it to be, so the biggest challenge was just like keeping enough weight so that the wood didn't really flap around. It's definitely a two-man job without any clamps or anything like that. And then obviously, yeah, just cutting the shapes that like really dug in. Just didn't want to cut the horses, so yeah, overall I think it's a decent job. I traced with the mat because it was obviously the biggest shape, so yeah, there was a few sections where it was kind of like real hard to turn in, so we ended up kind of going past the line, but we'll go and chuck it into the car now and just see what it looks like. Nah, see, like, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it needs to be in two parts.
I'm going to cut straight down the middle, I think.
Down the middle?
What do you think?
I reckon... Just down the middle's going to be tough if you ever need to get into here.
Yeah, but anywhere cutting down here is going to be just as tough.
What exactly do you... Because I remember when you were in here before, you were playing with something down here.
Yeah, the ECU.
I just feel like...
Actually, I want to change where it is anyway.
Oh. Okay.
Like, I don't even know how important it is to be able to get to the stuff below this.
Yeah. You just need to decide if any of the stuff below...
I could just cut these ends off.
Yeah, because your jack's over here. I feel like that should be accessible. Maybe you should cut the wings off and have like little flaps.
What have I got? Like, what am I playing with? What goes back if I don't? Alright, so the game plan is that, as you just saw, it doesn't quite fit in this area for one piece. At the back, it looked good, yeah? Like, it looked like it fit perfectly. So I think what we're going to do is, with the cutout that we've got, we're just going to draw a straight line from this point straight down to the bottom. It'll create like basically a bit of a T out of the wood, and then we'll have the two separate pieces on either side. Yeah, basically I thought maybe cutting down the middle might be best, and then like cutting up here, anywhere up here is going to conflict with where I'm thinking the compressors might sit. So these pieces out the side, I think are just maybe the best approach. They'll be wrapped individually as well, so there'll be seams, but I don't think it'll be that bad. And maybe I can even get it. Maybe I can even modify my mat to have the holes if it looks bad. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to draw a straight line in the wood down these points here, and then yeah, cut it out. Alright, so we just cut this side and I forgot to record. Basically, when I first started cutting, it just started going left. I didn't really want to stop because that piece was already... This piece we don't really want to use because we didn't have enough wood for this side. So yeah, clean that up though and it looks good now. With this side though, I really want to get this one right because we really want to use this piece as that extra piece on the side. I'll have to get more wood for the one on the left, but yeah, I really want to make sure this one goes straight because yeah, if we can keep hold of that, then we won't need any more wood. So yeah, let's have a go. That started going wrong. Did you see it started going left?
because your head was like
Yeah, because I couldn't see.
so I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, look how far off that went, and then I had to jump across.
Nah, that's fine. That's good.
Alright. But like, look, oh my god, it is actually so wavy. I put this on the straight one and it just then started going fucking drifting. And I try and clean this up. We could sand that piece down.
Yeah.
Alright, let me see if I can clean this up. This is do or die.
Do you want me to hold it?
If I chop this, yeah. I might even turn this down. That worked?
Lovely.
That worked, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, there's still that weird piece. Hang on.
While you're cutting, you could also neaten up.
Well, the suede wrap will
edges.
make that look fine. You don't even see those in the car anyway.
Oh, okay.
Alright, let's try and put this in the car and see how it goes.
Nice.
Baby, I need your touch. Baby, baby.
Yeah. Let's pop it in.
Do you need help?
Just rotate it around. Yeah, that's the other side.
Okay.
So I think still gotta go one side in first.
Yeah.
Let's get your cord down the road. Ah, it's tight.
Yeah, I think
I need to
it's...
shave. No, it's here. Look,
That's
I need to
good.
shave the bottom side off.
Okay.
Alright, that's alright. Let's lift it up. Okay, so it fits. I feel like I might need to still do some trimming though, because what do you think?
Well, it sort of pinches this. Oh no, there's space there. It just has to go in the right spot.
I feel like I need to just maybe trim the inside just a smidgen. Alright, so we've got it in and it definitely clears. There just might be some little tidy up to do around where the wires kind of poke through. Because it's kind of like, yeah, not exactly down flush, and I think that might just be because the wires at the bottom. Now I could like run those wires differently. However, when I did stencil it out, as you can see, there's still like maybe some trimming that could be done to the inside edges on both sides, just to maybe get it in there a little bit smoother. And we've got the other piece here, and yeah, it's kind of like, it's the right kind of shape, but it's just too much material. I think it just needs to be trimmed, because like the moment we put suede on top of this, like all the edges that are just close now are going to be not, and I'd rather trim more now with knowing that the suede's coming than have it tight now with trying to add suede. So yeah. Yeah, it gives us a bit of shape.
Lovely.
And then this side's like already kind of carved out where I need to chop it. Like, look at the inside here. You can see where the original, like where the inner line is. Like that should give us some space to get these wires in, even with the suede.
Because even this inner line here would mean all these wires can sort of go through.
Yeah, because otherwise they're not going to reach the tank.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we had to go and put the camera on charge for a little bit, but in the meantime we trimmed up some of these edges on the inside here, just to try and get it to fit a little bit better. So I think that side's pretty good. And now we just want to match it on this side. Plus up in this little curved section here is where a couple of the hose, the air lines kind of poke out. So just keeping in mind that like this is going to be wrapped in suede, and this is already tight. I think what we'll do is we'll end up just like chopping a little bit extra off that part, and then down here, this inside line, we'll cut there just so that it matches from the body the same as it does on that side of the car as well. So yeah, so we'll trim up a bit on this side and then test fit it again, and it should all fit nicely so we can wrap the suede around it.
Baby, unforgettable touch. Baby, I need your kisses. Baby, I need your touch. Oh, touch. Oh, baby, I need kisses.
So yeah, we've done heaps of trimming today. We've test fit, cut more, test fit, cut some more. It's now sitting decent. A lot of the wires and lines that are currently in the car will probably have to come out, just with the new harness and stuff that's gonna be put in for the VT system. But right now what I'm doing is I've got some holes that I need to drill in the floor, I guess you could say, the wooden floor, just so I can put the tank stands. So I need to put the tank stands on the wood. Obviously this is what the tank sits on, but yeah, before I can actually suede wrap the wood, I'm going to put the holes in, and then I'll suede wrap the wood, and then actually fix the mounts to the wood, and that's probably all we'll get through today. Yeah, from there tomorrow I think we'll jump into like all the wiring stuff, so that'll be ripping out everything, connecting up the compressors, and yeah, connecting it all to the tank. Don't know how easy that's going to be yet. We've got some diagrams that we need to follow, but other than that, yeah, it's just going to be us just trialing and erroring, and fingers crossed it all goes to plan. But yeah, I'm going to drill some holes. I bought like 1.5 meters.
Yeah.
This is definitely not 1.5 meters piece of wood.
No. Oh well, if you fuck it up, you got some spare.
Well, I could also probably wrap something else. It's like
Yeah.
totally a thing where you can like wrap the tank.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to.
I don't know how it'd go in suede though.
What do you mean? Suede's the best.
Yeah?
Well, not really. Alcantara is probably the best, but
Think of all the things you could wrap your tank in. Would you have picked suede if you didn't have any left over?
no, I do leather. Like tan leather. There's a Porsche that has like full tan interior, like everything's wrapped, like the fire extinguisher, the like everything.
I thought you didn't like tan interior.
No, but tan looks sick. Like the right color tan, like a little bit orange,
Yeah.
like not shit fucking white.
Yeah.
Like a little bit orange tan, with everything like stitched nicely in the blue car.
Oh, well.
It looked pretty sick.
We're definitely not going to be stitching nicely because we have spray adhesive.
Yeah. We're not doing everything.
No.
Everything else is black, so why do an orange
Yeah.
boot? So yeah, we've laid out the suede now. We've cut the general shape, obviously leaving enough excess to be able to wrap around and under so that it looks seamless, I guess. I don't know what the word would be. But yeah, so next step now is just to peel this off, spray the wood with adhesive, and then try and lay it down as flat as possible. Rightio, so we're just doing the back side now. It's been a long day, and this part of the process was definitely, definitely has been a lot harder than I anticipated. We're just having some issues with like glue marks on the other side, so we sprayed some like eucalyptus oil on it and stuff like that. But now we're just trying to do like pie cuts around the edge, around the curves, just try and keep it nice and flush. But yeah, so we're just going to keep powering through, cutting and spraying adhesive on it, and yeah, pulling it tight so that it's nice and clean, I guess. Yeah. Rightio guys, so here's the finished product. It took a lot of effort. I definitely underestimated how difficult it was going to be to wrap the wood in suede. But But yeah, we want to put it in the car. We'll put it in like just really quickly, but I don't want to leave it in there because yeah, I just really don't want to have it stuck to the car. And I've still got to put some bolts in for the tank stand, but overall it looks good. We did have some like weird little like glue marks left over. We just hit that with some carpet cleaner and eucalyptus spray, and looks like it's alright. You can kind of feel like a bit of a difference in texture, but it might just be because it's still a little bit wet. But yeah, big thanks to Selena for her help. But yeah, let's pop it in and see what it looks like.
Do I get the honours?
Yeah, just make sure you go one side at a time.
I'm getting all the wires.
I'm just gonna turn this off. Do you mean like how do I show it? It's like fucking terrible light. If I go back this far. Alright, so we're pretty much finished for today. It was getting dark outside, so I brought it inside. The only thing left to do really for today is to punch the holes where we drilled out the holes in the wood. So we're going to punch the holes through the suede. I can get these attached to the wood so the tank can go on it. Once that's done, I'll chuck it back in the car, and yeah, we'll see what it looks like basically, and kind of where these are going to sit in the scheme of things. So I'm hoping that I've spaced it out properly, otherwise yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult to get the tank in there. So yeah, fingers crossed that these are in the right spot. So just something that I didn't factor in when marking out the holes for the bolts. The way these mounts work is that the bolt's actually to the right hand side of it. So all my bolt holes are perfect in terms of where they are and everything's centered. But because of the way the mounts work, it's actually a little bit skewed. Not too bad, like you won't really notice it when it's at the back of the car, but just something that I kind of didn't really think about, and then I've just noticed just then, so just thought I'd share that. Another thing I didn't factor in, so I bought 20 mil bolts and my wood's 12 mil, but I guess with the suede, they're not long enough. So that sucks, but I've still got the old bolts, so hopefully they'll be long enough, but we'll see. I've got a feeling they're probably going to be the same situation, so I'm going to try and swap them over for the old ones and go from there. Alright, so I just went to put the old hardware back in. It looks like it'd be long enough. The problem is that I actually drilled the holes for the new hardware. So yeah, I can't actually get this the old ones through the hole. So I'm probably going to call it there for the video. There's still so much more to do. So yeah, at this stage, tomorrow morning I'll go and get proper, the longer sized hardware, and then yeah, Dad's coming to my house to help with all the wiring stuff. Yeah, basically there's a new harness, as I've said, for the VT system, so I don't feel confident just like jumping in there and pulling shit out. So I'm going to leave it in his hands. Hopefully he records some stuff for us, but if not, I'll give everyone an update on where he got to and whatnot. But yeah, so that's the end of the video now. I really appreciate everyone watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.